All right. Figure we might as well just stay on the topic of Russia. So, probably should have checked business basics first before I watched that video. Damn. Whatever. Let's just go raw, no rubber.
A nation with an empty wallet, but a wish list full of
Oh,
weapons.
it's her. Oh my god, I love this girl. She's the best. I know you guys have already like told me what her name is, but I just forgot. I just forgot, man.
China is actively arming Pakistan with weapons of mass destruction.
Islamabad claims that India poses an existential threat to them. And the only answer, apparently, is more nukes. And guess who's helping them? Pakistan's iron brother, China. The message behind this posturing is also quite clear. If Pakistan cannot win on the battlefield, it will try winning through nuclear blackmail. And this is not new.
China's just made a shocking move against the world. The Pentagon just released a global threat report for 2025, and China is at the top of the list. But this time, it's not because of their massive military buildup or cutting-edge technology. It's because they're literally handing modern, lethal nukes.
Hold on, I'm confused now. Okay, this one. Okay, I didn't even mean to click that. Yo, what's going on, J. Cole? I didn't even mean to click this one, but whatever. Let's
yes,
let's
to the
go
very
ahead.
same Pakistan that was on the brink of an all-out war with India just a few weeks ago. The same Pakistan that had to beg the IMF not once or twice, but 25 separate times over its 76-year existence just to avoid total economic collapse. The same country that still shelters and funds terrorist groups responsible for more than 20 deadly attacks across at least 10 different countries.
Yeah, man. I said hell no, yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know. You know, they have a track record. I think it speaks for itself. I think the Prime Minister spoke for himself. I think that's all really we need to hear.
In fact, according to this same Pentagon report, more than 2,500 Pakistani citizens were killed in terrorist attacks in 2024 alone. And let's not forget, Pakistani leaders themselves never miss a chance to openly threaten the use of nuclear weapons.
Yeah, I just thought that this made them look so weak. Like, threatening to use nukes. Like, you're that scared of losing, dude? You're that scared of losing a little skirmish, really, bro?
Literally, every single time tensions rise with India, every border clash, every diplomatic fight, every heated exchange, you'll hear senior Pakistani officials casually throwing around nuclear threats. At this point, it's practically become their habit. Even when Pakistan's economy goes belly up and the international community hesitates to give them more cash, they conveniently start reminding the world of their nuclear weapons, subtly blackmailing that.
And not even just that. They also be on some, but we do everybody's dirty work. We work with America. We do that dirty work. Shut up, dude. Shut up. No, bro, you helped us one time in Afghanistan and maybe like 2 other times. But why don't you help us take the terrorists out of your country, huh? What about that, huh? It's easy to help us, you know, snitch on another country and you know, help you know, get those people out of there. But when you have actual terrorists in your country, it's like crickets. You know, it's like, oh, we don't know what you're talking about. Oh, like what bro? What? It said they be exploiting kids in the UK. Bro, they're terrorists. What do you mean? Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. That's the point, dude. It's like, dude, why are we even talking to these people? Like, they've already shown that they're just playing tiddlywinks with everybody. They're literally just showing that they're playing tiddlywinks. They don't, like, you know?
If their economy collapses, those nukes could easily fall into the wrong hands. I mean, think about it.
Like, dude, bro, we're not just gonna forget that we literally found and shot and killed Osama bin Laden there. And they just want to be like, oh, we didn't, we know what you're talking about. We didn't even know he was here. Yeah, sure, bro. Like those recent pictures of the Pakistani military, literally like at the funeral of the terrorist, like mourning them and cry. Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? And you have the balls to go on, you know, national television and tell us, oh shit, and tell us that, you know, you don't know what we're talking about, trying to make, you know, gaslighting us. Like, bro, so So go watch their street interviewers. They be calling Bin Laden freedom fighters. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Let me make sure this is TOS safe. Give me a second.
When I
Oh my god. Oh my
will
god.
grow up, I will be army and save Pakistan and destroy India. Stronger.
You hear this guy? If you're teaching your kids that you need to destroy other nations instead of just teaching them that they just need to defend themselves and that's it. Oh man, dude. Oh man. And then you're wondering why you're always getting bombed, dude. It's like I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like pick one, dude. If you're gonna choose that path, then you know, be a full Sith. You know, like the Jedi versus the Sith. Just go full tap into your emotions. You know, don't try to be Emperor Palpatine here and play both sides of the war. Like, dude, you've already been caught red-handed. Like, it's too late for that. Like, just go. Like, at this point, just go hog wild. You know, just. Yeah, like goddamn, pick a goddamn struggle, dude. Like you're struggling with identity, you're struggling with like poverty and stuff. It's like, dude, god damn it. You're struggling with like other nations, like your relationships with them. It's like, dude, god damn it, just freaking pick one. Like, what's going on here? Like yeah, they're fighting with like multiple people. Like, it's like crazy, dude. Yeah, that was an interesting video, man. That honestly, I wouldn't have believed
Several
you unless I seen
countries
that
all
video.
around the
That's
world
crazy.
have faced economic collapse despite the IMF stepping in. We
Like,
saw it in
absolutely
Sri
insane.
Lanka, Bolivia, Romania, even Greece. Yet somehow, Pakistan keeps surviving, even receiving another $1.5 billion IMF bailout just this month, in its 25th bailout. It makes you wonder, how is Pakistan suddenly able to afford fifth generation?
Like, dude. Oh my god. Like any other country, you ask your average kid or your average, your average Walmart Joe, hey, how do you feel about joining the military and do you want to join the military and blah blah blah? They're gonna be like, yeah, I want to protect my country, I want to join the military, do something for my country, I want to protect my country. Nah. Pakistan, it's like, nah, I want to destroy the other nation. Yeah, I want to become a fighter, and I want to destroy the other nation and get rid of vanquish my enemy. It's like, dude, what are you talking about, bro? This isn't like 700 BC, bro. The Ottoman Empire is done, my boy. It's over. The Mongols have been defeated. It's done. Everybody's just chilling now. We're in a time of peace, my boy. Sit the fuck down. Just enjoy a bowl of ramen or a euro or something. A mixed over rice with white sauce with no pita bread. Just enjoy it. Like, bro.
Fighter jets and
This is
advanced
crazy.
nuclear technology from China. In this video, we'll see how India recently called Pakistan's nuclear bluff, exposing how almost their entire military
bluff.
arsenal, supplied by China, failed miserably in just one night of missile strikes. Which is maybe why China's now pumping even more advanced weapons into Pakistan,
Pump the brakes,
trying
pump the
desperately
brakes.
to save face and keep its ally afloat. Even if doing that means pushing us dangerously close to something as scary as
Yeah, what I
World
mean,
War III.
China literally has their grubby fingers and everything. This is exactly what I mean when I say that. They've literally got their grubby little fingers just in everything and everybody's
this
business.
video's
yo.
definitely not advertiser friendly according to
China,
the YouTube
China,
algorithm,
China,
and
China,
this
China,
is why we
China.
need your help. YouTube has a habit of restricting
Like if you literally flip over your ball sack, it's gonna say made in freaking China.
videos that talk about war, but this is the reality of the world we live in. So if you can do us a big favor and hit that like and subscribe button down below, it helps the video out tremendously. We appreciate you. So you probably already know that this whole thing started with a terror attack on India. 2 weeks later, India launched Operation Sindoor, which literally means vermilion, a bright red powder.
Is this where the Tun Tun Sahur meme comes from, or is that like just actually just Italian brain run? Like Tun Tun Sahur, Tun Tun Sahur.
And true to its name, it
So this war is a China versus India for real, a doomed economy. Don't think about war, literally. Like at least India, you know, they kind of got their stuff together. You know, they're kind of for the most part just chilling. You know, it's like, you know, leave me alone, we'll leave you alone. You fuck with us, you know, you'll find out pretty soon. And it's like China, dude. What are you doing, man? You guys can't even govern over your own people correctly. You guys have literally riots left and right. You tried to do martial law because of the riots, because of all these factories closing down, because of the terrorists, because you thought that you were a big strong man, and that you could go up against the U.S. when we're literally the ones giving you your economy. Like your economy is like that because of us, because we're the ones giving you the money, paying for all the stuff that all the bullshit that you put into our economy. And keep in mind, like, it's not like that over there. You're rarely gonna, you're probably never gonna find a U.S. product over there being sold. You know, you're not gonna find like a United States owned like brand over there. It's like so hard to get anything of our stuff over there. It's crazy. Said, nah, manufacturing shit to India after Trump tariffs on China is the reason China pushed this war. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because they're just jealous of India. Because India is chill. That's exactly what my point was. India is chilling. They're literally getting Apple over there. They're getting all these other companies to come over there. And now China's realizing that they fucked up. They literally didn't learn from Japan. And they just awoken a sleeping dragon. And you're trying to start this economic war with us that you're not going to win. Like, yeah, our prices for eggs and all this stuff is going up, and like we're chilling, but like, dude, the average like broke American over here is like rich compared to like, you know, the average poor person in China. Like, dude, there's people literally starving. There's literally people, like, obviously there's people starving here, but, you know, like homeless and stuff. But I mean, like, dude, there's actually like communities and like whole towns that don't have water, like just actual droughts. Like, tons of people had to close factories because of the tariffs and everything. Like, they're getting completely screwed, dude. And instead of, you know, trying to do something about it, my man literally just tried to do martial law and lock down everybody, just like basically inciting more riots. It said Rizzler in China. Rizzler in China, yeah. Aberdolf Tripler. Other countries' armies, we protect our motherland to our last breath. Pakistan, we want to kill others. So yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's how you could tell the merits of somebody's arm. You could tell the merit, like, you know, the merits and like, I guess, the integrity of the country as a whole based on how the army as a whole thinks. Like, if your army, like, if your average like a person in the army is like, yeah, dude, I just want to protect my homeland, and, you know, I just want to do service for my country and do what I can for my country, you know, just get back to my country and just defend my you know, protect my country, and that's it. Then I feel like your average person in that country is, you know, pretty decent person, pretty decent folk. But I feel like if you got videos of like your youth in your country talking about, oh yeah, when I grow up, I want to join the army, and I want to destroy my enemies. I want to destroy India. I want to destroy the United States. What are you talking about, bro? What the hell are you talking about, bro? Everybody's chilling right now, bro. It is not 1942 anymore, bro. Everybody's literally just chilling. No, there's no World War. All right, there's no reason for you to be all amped up. You know, high octane, high on gasoline. We're good, bro. Like, just chill out. All right, just chill out. It's 2025. You can literally just go down the street to your local dispensary if you live in the United States, and you know, like, it's crazy. And if you're not in the United States, you can literally just go down to your local goddamn 7-Eleven or whatever it is. Just get a beer. Just get on, you know, your console or your computer. Get on some CS:GO or, you know, some Elden Ring Night Raid, and just chill out, yo. Just chill. And said the issue is more than the identity of the state. Pakistan is their religion is Pakistan is that their religion is superior to us. That the reason. I can't read right now. Fuck. Let me start over again. The issue is that more than the identity of the state, Pakistan is that their religion is superior than us. That they're the reason of partition. Their army, which runs the country, needs a perpetual state of war to gain their support of the people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you're running your whole like ideology and if your whole conviction is based on just hate and just war and just thinking that you're better than everybody and basically just being egotistical, Like, haven't you noticed that all these countries that are at war right now, they're all countries that literally think that they're like better than everybody. They literally just think that they're like better than everybody. Russia, you know, they think that they're better than Ukraine, you know, tell them what they, you know, tell them when they can and when they, you know, Russia over here trying to tell Ukraine when they can and when they can't shit. You got like, you know, Pakistan over here, you know, trying to do terroristic actions and trying to, you know, trying to act like their religion is better than India's. Or, you know, it's like, bro, like, just chill out, dude. So I respect CCP's push towards China's development, but Russia got bombed.
It was meant to leave a clear mark. India's military used precision missiles and smart bombs to hit 9 terrorist bases deep inside Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir.
Like, I feel like we already went on a tangent, but I feel like people make I feel like you know, politics, people make it so much harder than it is. Like, it's just so easy. Like, people like to make it like it's gray, but in reality, it's I don't know. In my opinion, I just think it's just so easy, dude. Because she's like, hey, dude, you do your thing, leave everybody alone, and they'll leave you alone, bro. It's literally it's just that simple. I don't know. I don't understand why we're, you know, certain nations think that they have the right to control people and tell them what they can and can't do, what religion they should practice. You know, if they should have their wiener circumcised or not. Like, who are you to tell me if the flab of my wiener should be cut off or not? Who gave you the right, bro? Like, bro, like, I'm sorry, dude. Did you take a penis inspector class? Like, what's going on here, bro? Like, what business? What's going on here? What business do you have just pulling down everybody's like pants and whipping out their hogs? And if their hogs aren't the way that you like it, like, first of all, pause, bro. That's gay. Like, bro, my man said, yeah, bro, if your penis doesn't look the way that I want it to look, you're dead. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, yo, pause, motherfucker, pause. What are you talking about, dude? Like, go on with that shit. Get up on out of here. Like, what? Why do you care? Why do you care? Like, you're that upset with life and that angry with life that you actually care about how somebody's wiener looks, bro? Are you serious? Like, yo, say that back to me so it doesn't sound stupid. And I don't care if it has to do with religion. Like, obviously, like, bro, my parents are Christian. I obviously know that, you know, religions like that has to do with religions sometimes. But, like, at the end of the day, dude, what does that matter to you, dude? Like, it's not like you're gonna see his hog. Like, what the, like, bro. So, but the CCP captured Tibet's leader is Dalai Lama and is in India's protection. They claim Taiwan's and oh man, that's the whole Tibet thing. I'm pretty sure I've covered that in some of my videos. That's like a whole nother thing, dude. A whole nother can of worms. Yeah, you know why they care about their wieners? Oh man, I gotta TOS this. Hold on. Give me a second.
But then consume the most pornography in the US. Pakistan actually consumes the most gay porn.
Oh, there you go. Hold on. This is actually so crazy. I have to look at this, dude. There's no way, dude. There's no way. Oh man. What country watches the most gay porn in the world? Oh my god, it's legit. Based on Google Trends data, Pakistan is reported to have the highest volume of No wonder they're so mad, yo. Dude, there's no way, dude. Pause, dude. Pause, dude. Dude, is this why y'all be on some...
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
Yo. Nah, yo. Hey.
In the world.
Yo.
Awesome.
In the world.
Nicely done.
Pakistan for the gay way.
It's kind of incredible. So, according to
and it's so ironic because if you actually it's ironic. How ironic. Like, bro, the irony. They watch the most gay porn and yet they like literally hate gay people the most, and they like their religion will like literally have them kill you for it. If you even show too much tata, oh man, that's probably why they're into gay porn, dude. Because if you even show too much tata, you know, your head will be on somebody's doorstep within 48
Mother
hours.
Jones, Pakistan is by volume the world leader for Google searches of the terms she-male sex, teen anal sex, and man fucking man.
Anal sex. Oh,
That is
man
so
fucking
awesome.
man. Oh.
My favorite is the last one because
Oh yeah, me too. Oh. Oh.
because of the lack of subtlety.
Yeah.
You're like, bro. Like, ain't no way they're legit gay without being gay. Like, that's crazy to me, dude. That's crazy, bro. What's this one? What's this one really quick? We're gonna go back to
I
the
don't
video.
know if Pakistan can defend its
Oh.
citizens anymore because the amount of twerking they're doing
Oh
would
my
put
God.
a gay man in America
What
out
a-
of business. Look at this shit.
What is going on, man? What is going on?
Broccoli. Look at it. Broccoli.
Reincarnated.
First of all,
What
this
is
guy
going on?
almost gets run over by the bike just
My man's twerking was almost his downfall. His own hubris was almost his
in a
lying defeat.
complete twerking daze. Almost gets run over. Has to jump back up on the thing. And why does he continue twerking with his hip like that? And this guy right
What
here
the
is
hell
going
is
so
going on,
crazy. Guys need to tighten
it
up over in
just
Pakistan because
twerk
what is this?
mania,
Why is
dude?
every man twerking in
Nah, yo, tighten up is fucking
a circle?
crazy.
I thought this was a Muslim country.
Oh my god.
His shoulders go crazy though. Welcome to Twerkistan. I love Twerkistan. That's my favorite place in the whole
Twerkistan is absurd.
Earth. I was
Dude,
actually
that's
I was
just
planning to
ludicrous.
go take a flight over there to Twerkistan in a
oh
few days
man, dude,
from now.
that's just ludicrous.
Just to go over and try and catch some bubbles in Twerkistan. Oh yeah, let's go. This is actually sad. It broke my heart. Just victims.
I gotta get my
Special
soundboard out for this one.
place in
This is
hell for the
crazy.
people abusing them. What?
What are you
What
talking
are you
about?
talking about? They lock women in
Yeah, like
houses so
what?
they can have fun with each other. Let's go. That's what it's all about in Twerkistan.
See, I'm not even lying. The war was happening. All of us were laughing. All of us were laughing our asses off. The meme war here was more crazy than the actual war. Them 2 weeks, I have never laughed more than I have ever laughed in my entire life. That's hilarious, dude. What are these fucking? Oh my god. How do you get rid of these fucking?
Taliban wants to know your location. Hypocritical society.
just
They're
pop up,
condemning
man.
women but like dick and ass. Delete this country. Bachabazi boys, sex trafficking victims.
Fucking
Oh.
delete this bullshit.
Oh, you see that's complete. Yeah, I didn't know all that. The result of low testosterone levels. Freaky stan. Bacha Bazi boys,
Ooh, freaky
sex
stan.
trafficking victims. Bacha Bazi boys, sex Sorry, I can't
So
fucking
go
spell.
and look up
Bro,
Bachi Bazi.
this is Afghanistan, bro.
Oh my god.
This isn't Pakistan. So you're lying. These guys are just gay for no reason. Reincarnated. I'm started. Seen something that's gay in Pakistan.
Oh my god. That I never thought I would see a fucking video like that, dude. That's fucking hilarious, yeah.
Pressured to respond, Pakistan quickly launched Operation Bunyan-e-Marsoos
God.
as its own
This
counterattack.
video's gonna be long
For
as hell
3
for the
days
most
straight,
absurd
from May
reason.
7th to May 10th, everyone held their breath as these two
So it hurts
nuclear
my head
rivals
when they be
exchanged
comparing
fire
us
in a
to
way
them.
they'd
Nah,
never
I've
done.
never compared. I've never once compared India to Pakistan. I know that they're completely different, dude. One of them is the light side of the force, and the other is the dark side of the force.
Pakistan even fired ballistic missiles from its Hawk series across the border, along with hundreds of Turkish and Chinese-made drones. India responded hard, launching another round of devastating precision strikes. But this time, they directly hit 11 Pakistani military bases across all 4 provinces. In just one night, India's strikes knocked out nearly 20% of Pakistan's entire air combat capabilities. Now, taking out multiple major military air bases of a nuclear-armed country isn't exactly easy. So naturally, the initial reports seemed way too good to be true. People around the world started wondering, how did India pull off something this big this quickly? Well, once experts started digging into the details, everyone realized just how dangerously reliant Pakistan is on Chinese military tech. Turns out more—
Oh wait, hold on. Got my mom real quick. Oh, my cat's funny.
More than 82% of Pakistan's imported weapons and defense equipment comes straight from China. And all these Pakistani air bases that India targeted were packed with these supposedly advanced Chinese defense systems. Yet somehow, despite having all that Chinese tech protecting their bases, Pakistan couldn't intercept even a single missile or drone. For example, the HG-9
Yeah, because they were too busy fucking
missile
twerking.
defense system was meant to be China's equivalent of the S-300. Pakistan had fully activated these HQ-9 batteries and was desperately trying to intercept Indian strikes. But guess what? Not one missile was shot down. Not a single target protected.
I had a feeling that's what you meant to
Even
say.
China's highly publicized—
I think you missed it. We literally looked up earlier in the last video that I posted on YouTube. Or actually, it's uploading right now. We literally looked up like drones on Temu to see how much like Zelensky cost, like how much it cost for Zelensky to, you know, make this crap. It was like $200, bro. Like $200-300. Looked up Temu, $200, like $150 to $200. All they did was literally just buy Temu drones and literally just fucking strap weapons to it.
J-10C fighter jets, the ones China likes to promote as cutting-edge 4.
No hate, but they influence their people for terrorism by saying that they would get 72. Yeah, like it's literally bullshit like that that incites people to do retarded stuff. It's like, what are you talking about, bro? You're not gonna get nothing. You're gonna go to hell.
0.5 generation aircraft ended up delivering.
Like, I'm sorry, but if you're worshiping a god that is like happy and likes the fact that you just murdered a bunch of innocent people and are starting all these wars and shit that you can't end, and in doing so you're endangering the like, more innocent people's lives, you think, like, bro, if you have a god that actually likes that stuff, it's time for you to check out and tune into a new god, my boy. I don't know. Maybe you're in the wrong business. Maybe you're in the wrong religion.
Absolutely nothing when it mattered the most.
But even China bought the Russia
open source intelligence reports, Pakistan
this after 30% of the budget goes to military compared to 4% of India. China scamming out here. Dude, China always be on some scamming shit. Some scamazzer shit.
8 F-16 jets, 4 JF-17 jets.
Look at what they did to our market, dude. Why do you think like companies like Temu and shit do so well? Because they literally do some scammer shit, some scammer tactics. And since China's supplying all these companies with all the resources, they can afford to, you know, sell like a Nintendo Switch for like $2 and then bankrupt all the other companies. So in that way, they're the only company. And then when they realize that they're only company, they're going to raise their prices back up. Like, it's like so easy. I don't blame China for making money.
Plus several other high-value military assets. Add it all up, and we're talking about Pakistan suffering losses of around $4 billion in just 2 quick rounds of strikes. Also, it's important to point out that
I feel bad for the actual just normal Pakistani people that don't want anything to do with this crap. And, you know, they just feel ashamed. I feel bad for those people. The people that are like, damn, dude, y'all making us look bad. I feel bad for them.
Right after India's initial strikes on terrorist camps, Pakistan was absolutely furious. And like always, their leaders quickly started throwing around nuclear threats again. But this time, India didn't just ignore them. They openly called Pakistan's nuclear bluff. During those second rounds of strikes I mentioned earlier, India directly targeted 2 nuclear-linked facilities inside Pakistan. One of them was Nur Khan Air Base, a site you'd expect to be among the world's most heavily guarded and secure locations. But guess what happened? None of Pakistan's advanced Chinese-built defense systems managed to intercept the incoming missiles or protect this extremely critical site. An attack like this is incredibly humiliating for any country.
That, you know, some funny shit. My grandfather moved from Pakistan to India in 1947. Partition. Damn, really?
But especially for a nuclear-armed one like Pakistan. But then, just to add some salt to the wounds, India's defense minister Rajnath Singh publicly called for the International Atomic Energy Agency, the global nuclear watchdog, to inspect Pakistan's nuclear arsenal. He openly questioned whether Pakistan was even capable of safely protecting its nuclear weapons, basically suggesting the world needs to seriously reconsider whether Pakistan should even have nukes at all. After all, if India could tear—
Bro, what kind of question is that? This is like asking if we should trust Osama bin Laden with nukes. What the fuck? Obviously freaking not. What the hell? Like, dude, these guys were literally aiding and abetting this guy who freaking drove two planes through a freaking 2 massively sized buildings and murdered like thousands of people. Why what? Why would you give somebody like that nukes?
Through Pakistan's nuclear security so easily? Imagine what terrorist or insurgent groups might manage to do.
Yeah,
and then there's the Karana Hills incident, which is even
bigger
more
October
suspicious.
7th.
Reports quickly started coming out suggesting that one of India's missile strikes might have actually hit an underground nuclear storage facility. And what happens next makes it even more concerning. Just one day after the strike, the entire region got hit by a 4.7 magnitude earthquake, followed by 2 more smaller quakes over the next 2 days. I mean, could these have just been naturally occurring earthquakes? Or was this the aftermath of something nuclear going off underground? Honestly, no one knows for sure yet. But here's what we do know. There were credible reports of radiation leaks. Pakistan quietly evacuated villages nearby.
All the radiation!
A specialized U.S. nuclear detection aircraft was seen circling and scanning the area shortly afterward. Pakistan even rushed in several emergency shipments of boron, a chemical that's literally used to contain nuclear radiation. Put all these clues together, and it's pretty clear something serious, probably nuclear, actually happened down there. If that's true, Pakistan's ultimate deterrent, their nuclear weapons, might have just suffered a massive blow. Right after this incident, a ceasefire quickly came into effect, and once the dust settled, it was time to figure out what exactly happened and how bad the damage really was. And trust me, the post-war autopsy wasn't pretty. Not for Pakistan, and certainly not for China. It turned out that nearly half of Pakistan's high-end, expensive Chinese military equipment underperformed badly, and the other half didn't even work when it really counted. Just one day after India's second strike, a ceasefire prevailed. Soon, the dust settled, and now it was time for post-war autopsy. And let's just say it wasn't looking pretty for either Pakistan or China. China, for one, got a rude awakening. For years now, they've been aggressively marketing themselves as a global arms supplier, trying to compete with the likes of the US and Russia. But after Operation Sindoor, the real-world combat results painted a totally different picture. Now the entire world was seeing Chinese military tech in action, and let's just say it didn't look good. Things got even messier when Pakistani generals started finger-pointing whether Chinese trainers had actually done their job properly, teaching their troops how to handle all this supposedly high-tech equipment. Meanwhile, in China, nationalist commentators started firing back, claiming nothing was wrong with their weapons. It was just that Pakistani forces were incompetent and couldn't use them right. Just like that, the blame game had begun. At this point, Pakistan finally
Said Africans just canceled their deal. India military experts set to triple majorly to the SE Asia, arming them against China. Of course, because at this point, it's literally just everybody against China. Because like I said, this is what happens when you stick your grubby little fingers in everybody's business.
Just how dangerous it was to rely almost entirely on one single weapons supplier. After the ceasefire, insiders revealed that during high-level meetings, some Pakistani defense officials actually suggested diversifying their arms sources. They actually started thinking about buying more Western technology, though good luck with that, given international sanctions and politics. Or maybe exploring other suppliers like Turkey, just to avoid getting burned by Chinese weapons again. But the CCP quickly realized they couldn't afford to let their most valuable puppet state slip away. So they immediately started buttering Pakistan up again, promising them even better military gear. Literally within days of the ceasefire announcement, news broke that China was fast-tracking deliveries of next-generation stealth fighter jets to Pakistan, specifically the Shenyang J-35A. Originally, Pakistan wasn't even supposed to receive these stealth fighters until at least 2027 or later. But now, Beijing's accelerated the handover by at least 6 months, with the first batch expected by early 2026. It's astonishing to think that a terrorist attack on India could eventually end up catapulting Pakistan.
Do you have like a video for that? Can you link me the video? We'll watch it right now.
Into an elite club of countries operating 5th-generation stealth fighter jets. But wait, there's more. If it wasn't for the Pentagon's recent threat report, we might not even have realized that China is so actively helping Pakistan accelerate the modernization of its nuclear weapons arsenal. Now, we don't yet know exactly what form this help they're providing is taking. It could be assistance with damage control and security upgrades following the Karana Hills incident, or far more dangerously, China might actually be directly providing modern nuclear technology and upgraded warhead designs to Pakistan. But what we do know for sure, according to the Pentagon's assessment, is that Pakistan's military leadership is prioritizing nuclear weapons like never before. Even with rampant corruption, an economy on life support, and widespread terrorist violence, nuclear modernization remains at the absolute top.
I mean, if the terrorists in charge, if they can get their hands on nukes before, they get out of power, then they're gooch.
Their agenda. But why exactly is China doing all this? I mean, what has Beijing really gained by arming Pakistan to the teeth, especially when Pakistan itself seems to be falling apart? Well, turns out, quite a lot actually.
Because they're both on the same boat.
First and foremost, Pakistan is China's ultimate proxy state to keep India permanently distracted. By continuously supplying Pakistan with advanced military tech,
Pakistan is literally just a distraction for China. That's literally all it is. Like, they're literally just trying to fuck up China, so in that way, it's not a safe place for all these companies to go and make it like non-inhabitable.
Make sure India can never just focus solely on China as a rival. Instead, India is to divert huge resources and attention to its western front with Pakistan. History is proof that this strategy has worked beautifully for China. A classic strategic move to keep your potential rival tied down in local conflicts, so they never get a chance to challenge you directly on a bigger stage. Ask any Indian general and they'll tell you straight away that their absolute nightmare scenario is a two-front war. China attacking from the north across the Himalayas, while Pakistan simultaneously launches an assault from the west. This nightmare scenario felt dangerously real during Operation Sindoor. Even though Chinese forces stayed quiet along the Himalayan border, just the possibility of them jumping in forced India to stay constantly alert on its eastern flank, all while actively fighting Pakistan.
That India is set to export weapons to Taiwan, Philippines against China, Armenia, Greece against Azerbaijan, and Turkey. Wait, Greece is also fighting Turkey and stuff? Holy crap, dude. There's really just theaters of war all over the world. Right under everybody's noses.
Secondly,
I didn't even know
China
that.
gets a perfect opportunity to field test its latest weapons by basically gifting them to Pakistan and observing how they perform against Indian and Western supplied systems. Operation Sindoor was practically a real-life trial run for Chinese military.
Wait, hold on.
Huge explosion. You're not experiencing any war or major conflict.
Okay, so now I'm confused.
Oh, my bad. My food just got delivered. I got you. And I said Turkey wants to claim an island, a part of Greece. Of course they do.
Well, we'll watch this before we continue the video.
Oh, is this set? Nice.
In a significant move to bolster its maritime defense posture amid rising regional tensions, the Philippines has received its second shipment of BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles.
Oh my god, here we go. Is this the BrahMos missile? Yeah, I keep hearing about those like every single time.
This new batch reinforces the country's growing arsenal of shore-based anti-ship missile systems. The delivery marks another critical milestone in the modernization of the Philippine Marine Corps PMC, particularly the Coastal Defense Regiment, CDR, which now assumes a more central role in the country's strategy to deter maritime threats and assert its territorial integrity.
Maritime.
The Indian Defense
said this factory where they make this like 100 kms away from my
Research
house,
Wing,
100 kilometers.
IDRW,
Damn, really?
confirmed the arrival of the
Holy
second
crap.
batch, highlighting continued
careful out there,
progress
man.
in the $374 million
You never
deal
know when it could get
signed
attacked
in
or some
January
shit, you know? Be
2022
prepared.
between India's
crazy.
BrahMos Aerospace and the
I don't
Philippine
know if I feel
Department
safe
of
living
National
around
Defense.
places like that.
The deal includes not just the missile systems, but also training, logistics support, and infrastructure assistance necessary for the successful operation and integration of the system into the Philippine defense framework. Unlike the Indian Army and Navy variants, which often feature three missiles per
Yeah.
launcher.
As long as there's like, as long as there's some type of like defense or natural barrier that prevents them, then yeah, yeah, that's Gooch too. That's Gooch too.
The PMC's BrahMos Mobile Autonomous Launcher, MAL, is configured with 2 firing tubes per truck. This configuration reflects a carefully calibrated adaptation to the Philippines' unique operational and logistical requirements, especially concerning its infrastructure and terrain.
I'll let the video play. I'm gonna go get a cup.
The missile launchers are mounted on the Tatra 815 12x12 special-wheeled platform, a robust military-grade truck designed for high mobility in varied terrain. While the launcher is capable of accommodating 3 BrahMos missiles, the Philippine Marine Corps opted to limit each launcher to 2. According to sources within the PMC, this decision was driven primarily by weight and mobility considerations. The roads and bridges in many parts of the Philippines are not designed to accommodate the combined weight of a fully loaded 12x12 MAL with 3 BrahMos missiles and all the associated launch systems, a PMC official stated. We found that limiting the load to 2 missiles per launcher ensures better agility, mobility, and reduces the risk of structural damage when operating in the field. This limitation, however, does not fundamentally compromise the effectiveness of the system. Rather, it reflects a thoughtful adjustment that maintains strategic capability while optimizing for the operational realities in the archipelagic nation. Just days before the missile shipment's arrival, the Philippine Marine Corps officially activated its first shore-based anti-ship missile battery under the Coastal Defense Regiment. The deployment of the battery was observed by Max Defense Philippines, a prominent defense monitoring organization, which reported sightings of the next-generation maritime mobile coastal battery system in active configuration. While specific details regarding the number of launchers in each battery remain classified,
I wonder what would happen though if you placed like one good shot in between these and you shot a missile in here and fucking all of them blew up.
observers note that the PMC's BrahMos batteries have fewer mouths and ready-to-fire missiles compared to...
I always wonder why every other, like all the nations like do this stuff. Like why do these people show off their like, you know, like dude, you do realize
You do realize that, you know, if somebody wanted to attack you guys and really wanted to cripple your guys' army, they could just attack you while you're demonstrating this shit like an idiot. Like you, at least to my knowledge, you've never seen the United States have like a military parade where they're just showing off all their weapons and stuff. That's
India's
crazy.
more expansive batteries. However, the PMC is expected to compensate for this by the delivery and deployment of BrahMos missiles in the Philippines also carries significant regional implications. The Philippines is the first foreign country to receive the BrahMos system, underscoring the deepening defense relationship between New Delhi and Manila. This cooperation reflects India's
Is that actually like a thing? Wait, are you serious? Is it a war crime to attack while doing a whoops. Military parade. Why has no country attacked another country? Spelled that wrong. I think I'm just asking the wrong question. Why is there no country? Why has no country attacked another country? Showing off. Is that in 2015 US President Obama was president there? Wait, really? Attacking another country during a military parade would be very risky and likely counterproductive for several reasons. Unnecessary provocation. Parades are generally meant to showcase strength and nation pride, not to initiate aggression. Attack during such event would be seen as a blatant act of hostility and could escalate potential for retaliation to a country. Yeah, but it's like so easy, you know. You could just disable their stuff right there, especially like a country like for instance like North Korea, how they love showing off their nukes, you know. I feel like you could just show out, you know, place one good blast shot in there, and you know it's game over. Damage reputation. Such an attack would damage the attacking country's internal standing, could lead to diplomatic isolation. Yeah, that is true. The other nations would see it as like, damn, dude, this guy would just attack them like that. You know, no respect. This is like in an anime when you attack somebody while they're, you know, powering up or while they're doing their jutsu. You gotta let them do their jutsu, dude. It's not like it's not like that's all their stuff. Yeah, that's true. You attack their parade, they're going all in. Yeah, that's true. Focus of the parade. Military parades are restricted to ceremonial events, strict protocols, no shooting advantage. Launching an attack during a parade will likely offer no significant shield advantages. Would be cost and risky. Sure. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Policy and growing defense diplomacy in Southeast Asia, which serves as a counterweight to China's increasing assertiveness in the South China Sea. China has previously expressed concern over the Philippines' acquisition of the BrahMos missile system, viewing it as a potential threat to its naval operations in disputed waters. While the Philippine government maintains that the deployment is purely defensive, it is undeniable that the system significantly enhances Manila's capability to hold hostile vessels at risk across a wide swath of diversify its strike capabilities.
We've seen this BrahMos missile stuff.
Others suggest that a BrahMos acquisition exemplifies the country's intent to assert its sovereignty, secure its maritime borders, and build a modern military force capable of responding to 21st century challenges. As funding and political support align, the Philippines may very well.
I guess that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, that's true. It'll be a waste of like the attacking country's resources, I suppose. Yeah, I'll just leave that done now. Fuck that. Alright, guys, that video is up.
Tech. Drones, missiles, fighter jets, all put to the test by Pakistani forces against India's French
I
revolt.
would die under a nuke, dude. I would die under a nuke if I had to choose either of those options, dude. Because both options are literally just death. Like, if you live under North Korean rule, it's not even life, dude. You're basically just a robot. You're ordered when to laugh. You're ordered when to shit. If there's too much dust... And that's another thing. You have to have a picture of this fucking fat little man in your room, and if you don't, and if you don't, you'll get shot and killed. And if you do have it, then you need to make sure that it's like pristine, clean. You know, not even a molecule of dust on that picture, because if there is, you'll also get shot and killed. Like what? You can't even fart in that country without getting fucking like blasted, dude. What? It's basically death. On all angles, like it's not
Fighters, Israeli Harop drones, and advanced Russian-made S-400 air defense systems. You can bet Chinese engineers are dissecting the results. Let's just say if the PL-15 missile underperformed, China can tweak its design or guidance based on that combat data. If Indian jamming confused Pakistan's Chinese radars, China will work on more jam-resistant systems. Beijing was essentially using Pakistan as a guinea pig to improve its own arsenal. But this strategy ended up backfiring massively. China thought either one or two systems might underperform, but turns out everything failed. The drones, missiles, air defense, and more. And now, several nations are either cautious or completely refusing to buy Chinese-made weapons.
Yeah, of course.
In fact, the recovery of a completely intact Chinese-made PL-15E missile has attracted attention from countries like the United States, Japan, Canada, Australia, France, the United Kingdom, and many others. These countries are extremely interested in analyzing that wreckage to figure out exactly what Chinese missile technology can and can't do. At this point, it might be too late for China to recover from this reputational damage, which explains why they immediately threw Pakistan under the bus, openly accusing the Pakistani military of incompetence, rather than admitting their own equipment failed miserably. Third, and this is a really big one, by increasing Pakistan's dependence, China gains enormous leverage over the entire South Asian region. Economically speaking, Pakistan's already trapped in China's web through the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, a massive network of infrastructure projects worth over $60 billion.
Yeah, for real.
Basically,
honestly, the way things are going in North Korea, like how your average citizen has to live, I would imagine people are eventually going to, cause like bro, oppressing people never ends up good. Like it's never a good thing. Like it always ends up like why do you think America exists to begin with? Because the British were doing that to us back in the day, so we fucking said fuck you, we went to war with them and we dipped out. So it's like, you know, it's bound to fall someday. People, you know, like most people will accept losing some of their freedoms, you know, like for instance, like right now in America, like people are, just accepted that Big Brother is always spying on them, like the NSA is always listening, like we know that. But if it means like, you know, they can do their job and they can do whatever the fuck they gotta do, then whatever, bro. If it means less terrorist attacks, whatever. But to my point, yeah, no, I definitely think that dictatorship will end, dude, because people get tired, yo. They get tired of being treated like dogs, you know, like actual props, like robots, you know? He's just breeding a next generation to hate him, you know? You know, having your loved one get shot because, you know, a picture had a little dust on it, that's gonna breed vengeance. That's gonna want people, you know, wanting revenge to get these people the fuck out of there.
Pakistan's now deeply indebted and financially tied to Beijing. And on the military side, Pakistan's on its way to becoming 100% China-reliant. Pakistan's main battle tanks are Chinese VT-4s. Its Navy uses Chinese warships and submarines. Its Air Force will soon have Chinese stealth jets. And its missile and nuclear programs lean on Chinese tech. This means whenever there's tension between India and Pakistan, China can directly influence events by controlling the flow of critical supplies, ammunition, spare parts, and even satellite intelligence to Pakistan. it also ensures that Pakistan will never be in a position to seriously oppose China on any issue. Not that Pakistan's ever really stood up to China anyway, but now it's guaranteed. I mean, just look at how quiet Pakistan stays about the Uyghur Muslim situation in China's Xinjiang region.
Yeah, exactly.
Recently we crossed 1 million.
That's exactly why I didn't want to talk about it before, because it's literally just like a can of worms. That's like a whole nother can of worms.
In subscribers. Ever since then, we've been flooded with emails asking us questions and advice about growing a channel on YouTube. Even though I try my best to reply to every single email, sometimes these take up too much time, or they ask the same question I've answered before. That's why we decided to put all my YouTube advice into one training bootcamp for completely free. The link, then answer any my YouTube video. Back to the deadly. But let's not forget that a relationship with Pakistan can become deadly, even for China. By handing over modern nukes and advanced military capabilities, China risks emboldening Pakistan's military, making them feel more confident to provoke and challenge India more aggressively, counting on Beijing's support to back them up. And that seriously raises the risk of war. Remember, both Pakistan and India have nuclear weapons. So even a small conflict has the potential to escalate into a full-blown nuclear disaster. China might think they can keep things under control through their...
Oh man, dude.
Now, in a stunning display of propaganda gone wrong, Pakistan Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir has landed himself and the military in global embarrassment. In what's now being widely mocked on social media, Pakistan's Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir hosted a so-called high-profile victory dinner for the country's top political leadership, only for the event to backfire. The centerpiece of the evening, a framed photo gifted to Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, allegedly showcasing Pakistani troops in action against India under Operation Banyan al-Marsus.
Let me guess, more Armor 3 shit.
But sharp-eyed users on social media quickly exposed the truth.
Oh my god.
The image was not Pakistani at all, but actually from a Chinese military drill dating back to 2019.
Of course.
The dinner that was held on...
Dude, is China literally just telling them what to say and what to use? Like, here, use this one. They'll definitely believe this one. Look, this one looks sick, dude. Yeah, we can use this one. They'll totally believe it.
Saturday night was meant to showcase military strength and unity.
What the f...
Attendees included their president, prime minister, foreign minister,
Dude, this is embarrassing.
and other senior leaders. The discovery of the Chinese origin image has now undermined the credibility of the narrative and made the entire event a subject of public mockery. Meanwhile, India's retaliatory strikes completely annihilated Pakistan, pummeling 9 terror bases and 11 key locations within Pakistan, which includes 5 airfields.
You're fighting
and
little
4
idiots, shameful.
air bases.
Yeah.
It's just like tiring, dude. Like, I feel like all common sense is just kind of like left the modern era.
Their influence in Islamabad, but when intense nationalism and survival instincts kick in, all bets are off. If a nuclear war ever broke out in Southeast Asia, the humanitarian impact would be catastrophic on a global scale, potentially pulling other major powers into the conflict as well.
Yeah,
even during Operation Sindoor, you could clearly sense the concern from the rest of the world. China itself chose to tread very carefully, mostly sticking to covert support like satellite intel instead of openly joining Pakistan's side. Because the truth is, even Beijing doesn't want a nuclear war right next door, or the total chaos of Pakistan becoming a failed state.
Oh God,
For China, that would
Paris.
be an absolute nightmare, one they definitely want to avoid at all costs. Secondly, by pouring so much money and resources into Pakistan, China isn't just exporting weapons, it's also importing instability. The more Chinese projects and Chinese workers there are in Pakistan, the bigger the targets they become for local militant groups. Balak insurgents, for instance, openly see China as an exploiter of their region and regularly launch attacks against Chinese personnel and convoys. Just in 2024 alone, militants killed 7 Chinese nationals in a suicide bombing targeting a bus filled with Chinese workers, causing a serious diplomatic headache between the two countries. Incidents like this create serious tensions.
Who was this?
Just in 2024 alone, militants killed 7 Chinese nationals in a suicide bombing regularly Balak insurgentan, the bigger the targets they become for local militant groups. Balak insurgents, for instance, openly see China as an exploiter of their region and
Balak
regularly
insurgents? Who's
launch
that?
attacks against Chinese personnel and convoys. Just in 2024 alone, militants killed 7
Who is
Chinese
that?
nationals in a
Which country are they
suicide
from?
bombing targeting a bus filled with Chinese workers, causing a serious diplomatic headache between the two countries. Incidents like this
country?
create serious friction. In fact, even the Pentagon's threat report clearly points
Balochistan?
out
Oh,
that
yeah,
terrorist
yeah.
attacks, specifically targeting Chinese workers, have turned
I've heard
into
of
a
the country
major
before.
tension point between China
I don't know
and
too much of
Pakistan.
it, though.
And if Pakistan's
Like, I don't know
security
what-
continues to deteriorate,
Like, I'm aware that Balochistan exists. I've heard it before, but I don't know, like, where it is or like what
region are they? Like, I don't know if they're like, like Muslim or something.
which, let's be honest, seems likely at this point, then China's workers and investments in the country could become even bigger targets in the future. So this whole setup ends up becoming a double-edged sword. One that's deadly not just for India, but for China as well. Still, it seems Beijing is willing to take that risk, because to them, the benefits outweigh the dangers. China probably thinks it can keep Pakistan tightly under control through economic leverage and diplomatic influence, preventing any total meltdown. They're also betting that India, fully aware of the risks of nuclear escalation, will always hold back from pushing Pakistan over the edge. Although, after India's bold
Push me
strike
to the
near a
edge.
nuclear-sensitive
printer
site
dead.
like Karana Hills, even China might be reconsidering how safe that assumption really is. For
Yeah, of course,
Pakistan's
everybody wants to
military
break free from
elite,
Pakistan
China's
for
generosity
fucking
is
forever.
basically a lifeline. Unlike
Yeah,
deals
hopefully
with the
it does.
US or bailouts from the IMF, Beijing's weapons deals don't come with lectures on terrorism, democracy, or human rights.
Go watch this really quick.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post, and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma.
Vintage.
4 days since the
Oh, it's
ceasefire
her. Let's
announcement, the
go.
speculation is still rife. What forced the ceasefire? Was it a nuclear escalation?
Oh, here we go.
Did India strike
Palki
Pakistan's
Sharma.
nuclear facilities to force their hand? From the
Palki
Indian
Sharma,
Army to the
dude.
US State Department,
She's litty
everyone
to
has
titty.
been asked this question.
I
Tonight,
love
we
this
will
woman.
sift the rumors from the facts to answer
She's
the
freaking
question,
hilarious.
did Pakistan suffer nuclear damage? Also, what is the story of the Karachi port? The one that the Indian Navy did not strike, only some Indian news channels did. While India's western front is still tense, we'll tell you how China is trying to provoke India on the eastern front. What the last week has shown us about the
All right.
United States. 3 reasons why it proved to be an unreliable partner. And the media cannot stop talking about Indian jets, but they won't tell you what's happening to American jets in the Red Sea. The Houthis are hammering them. And
Dude, she's just going in there. Yeah, she's just an unrelenting force. Yeah, she's
their
just.
own navy is drowning jets.
Oh.
Meanwhile, India is boosting preparedness and building more bunkers in the border regions. A special report on how synergy between the Air Force, the Navy and the Army was on display during Operation Sindoor. How defense stocks in India are
Pakistan got the
soaring after
best American
homemade
jets,
weapons
yes.
packed the punch.
That's pretty hilarious.
Highlights from Donald Trump's grand tour of West Asia, complete with lavender carpets and a truce with the Syrians. Also looking at Canada's new cabinet. Who is Anita Anand, their new foreign minister? All this and more coming up. The headlines first. Balochistan is not Pakistan, declares the Baloch leader. Mir Yar Baloch cites decades of violence, forced disappearances and human rights violations by the Pakistani state. He has sought support from India and the global community.
No, you're
Mir
right.
Yar
This
Baloch
is
has
it.
also backed New Delhi's stand of asking Islamabad to vacate from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Ukrainian President Zelensky urges Donald Trump to ensure Russian
China.
President Putin attends
The China mined up coal, gold, and other materials from
Balochistan region of Pakistan. They took 52% profit. Pakistan took 48%, and only 2% was given to Balochistan. It's official. Oh man.
the talks tomorrow. The
God.
Kremlin has refused to say whether Putin will travel to Turkey. Trump says he is willing to go to Istanbul provided Putin also shows up. This would be the first direct peace negotiations since the Ukraine war began in 2022. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu slams Emmanuel Macron, accuses the French president of siding with a quote-unquote terrorist organization. Macron had criticized Israel's blocking of aid to Gaza, which has been in force since 2nd March. Netanyahu's defense minister also hit out at the French president, asking him not to preach morality to Israel.
Yeah, for real.
Colombia joins China's Belt and Road Initiative as Beijing and Washington fight for control in Latin America. China has surpassed the US as the biggest trading partner of many countries in this region, including Brazil, Peru, and Chile. The world's two largest economies have also faced off over the Panama Canal. And Sri Lanka will use artificial intelligence to monitor bus drivers and make seat belts mandatory on public transport. This comes just days after the country's worst bus crash in 2 decades. On Sunday, an overcrowded bus skid off a cliff, killing 23 people.
At first post, we are choosing to hold on to accuracy. That means we won't always be first. We may not get you your braking alert.
You can end it
But what you will get.
I like that soundtrack that they have. It's just like some like main menu for a video game theme.
Sounds like they're like some Witcher shit. It's hilarious. Oh man, dude. Freaking Pocky, dude. Mrs. Sharma. Yeah, like mad dramatic, yeah. Sounds like some Warhammer, you know, some Warhammer like main menu theme. Oh, sorry, Vaj.
They simply come with a high-interest loan, a handshake, and plenty of shady strings attached. Pakistani generals might actually feel encouraged seeing how quickly China stepped up to upgrade and restock their failing arsenal. Sure, those Chinese weapons performed embarrassingly during recent combat, but hey, they're getting shiny new replacements, so they'll gladly accept that. For regular Pakistani citizens, China's involvement is like a death sentence. Their country is financially broke and constantly dependent on IMF bailouts. Bailouts that force ordinary people to pay higher taxes and cope with rising prices. And here we are, watching their leaders spend billions more on jets and nukes instead of buying food, building hospitals, or fixing their collapsing economy. Pakistani critics, at least
they're more worried about killing everybody else.
Point out clearly that it's exactly this military-first approach that's kept the country trapped in a constant cycle of crisis, instability, and poverty. On the flip side, India now sees a nuclear modernized Chinese-backed Pakistan as an even more dangerous threat than before. Indian strategists have to seriously consider the possibility that, in future conflicts, Pakistan might feel confident enough behind their new nuclear shield to act far more aggressively. Maybe even daring to launch tactical nukes early on to stop an Indian advance. That's a terrifying prospect. Even if it's limited, it would be the first use of nuclear weapons in war since 1945, and could easily spiral into larger exchanges. American officials have long worried about Pakistan's nuclear security, specifically the terrifying possibility that Pakistani nukes could fall into the hands of extremists or be recklessly used during a crisis. Now, with China openly fueling Pakistan's
That's
nuclear
not even like a... It could be. That's like a guarantee that it will be. Like every single time people give these people like weapons, it's just like game over, dude. You can guarantee that it's gonna be used against them, or, you know, it's gonna be. What do you want, dude? First you're biting me, and then you're
hitting the wall. What do you want, dude? Oh shit.
It severely complicates international non-proliferation efforts. The US can't pressure Pakistan effectively on nuclear safety without directly confronting China. But as long as the US continues to strengthen ties with India, Beijing sees no reason to help restrain Pakistan. It's become a messy geopolitical cycle. The US partners more closely with India, China responds by arming Pakistan, India then doubles down on its US alliance, and the cycle keeps spiraling. Even European leaders, historically distant from South Asian conflicts, are becoming increasingly worried about China's reach into Pakistan. NATO, for the first time in recent years, officially labeled China a systemic challenge, acknowledging China's global ambitions could destabilize regions far beyond East Asia. A nuclear crisis in South Asia, especially one triggered by China's aggressive proliferation, would definitely fall under NATO's concerns. There's always that scary possibility, a small but real fear, that nuclear material could somehow slip into terrorist hands, especially considering Pakistan's
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Dude, it's not, it could. It's a matter of like, it will if they have it. Like every single time, you know, nations like this, you know, we give them like weapons or something, they're terrorists, always somehow get it and always use it against us or always use it against innocent people. Like, bro.
Internal security troubles and extremist groups operating freely within its borders.
Yeah,
but
of course.
Perhaps the greatest irony in all this, and the saddest human tragedy, is that Pakistan's leaders justified building their nuclear weapons and massive military spending in the name of national security and survival.
That was me, not you.
But today, the average Pakistani citizen feels less secure than ever. Caught between constant economic hardship, skyrocketing inflation, unemployment, and daily violence from terrorist attacks. Instead of providing security, these endless military investments have only pushed the country deeper into crisis. It's as if the lesson Pakistan took from Operation Sindoor wasn't to address why they keep getting into conflicts and finally stabilize their country, but rather to stockpile even more powerful weapons so they don't lose the next fight. And just like that, the cycle of hostility keeps spinning. Only now, it's
I really doubt that's what's costing you the fights, but alright, dude, if that's the way you want to look at it.
Supercharged by China's massive military backing. India, meanwhile, faces its own dilemma. How do they effectively deter a nuclear-armed, increasingly aggressive Pakistan, backed by China, without getting drawn into an exhausting, budget-draining arms race? India certainly doesn't want to burn endless money trying to match each new Pakistani purchase. But at the same time, India won't sit still either. If Pakistan receives stealth fighters, India will naturally accelerate its own stealth fighter programs and invest even more in advanced weapons, like Russian S-400 systems, or possibly even American F-35s or Russian Su-57s someday. In fact, just recently, Britain and Japan officially invited India to join the Global Combat Air Program, or GCAP, a major partnership with the UK and Italy aimed at developing an advanced sixth-generation fighter jet. Clearly, India's already responding to these threats. And if Pakistan continues rapidly upgrading its nuclear arsenal, India will inevitably feel pressure to enhance its own nuclear deterrent capabilities as well. Before you know it, India and Pakistan could find themselves stuck in the exact same dangerous cycle that trapped America and the Soviet Union during the Cold War, an endless and nerve-wracking arms race. Even if neither side truly wants war, each new crisis will still become more
an actual, like, literally what we were talking about before. We're just in a modern-day Cold War.
Because advanced weapons means faster strikes, stealthier attacks, and much less reaction time,
while terrorism still
giving
remains
leaders
Pakistan's
barely any
biggest
room to step back from the edge of a catastrophic escalation. In short, we're witnessing China completely rewrite the security structure of an entire region, and definitely not in a good way. Now you understand why the Pentagon's recent report calling China the #1 global threat wasn't exaggerating. From now on, the world will be watching every India-Pakistan tension with renewed anxiety.
Yeah,
every terror attack, every border clash raises the same worrying question. Will the next Operation Sindoor spin completely out of control? One miscalculation, just one attack too many, and we could suddenly find ourselves facing something unimaginable, like World War III.
Yeah. That was a great video, though. Damn. I honestly don't know what to expect. There's too much stuff going on. Too many things escalating. People don't know how to just chill out. Anyways, like I always say in all of my videos, make sure to leave a like on Asman stuff. Go follow him, even though he doesn't really need it. I mean, not Asman. Business Basics, even though they don't really need it. And got 1.77 mil, but he makes great videos, so make sure to subscribe, like, and then come back to my page, like, come and hang out on the streams, leave a comment, let me know what's up, correct me if anything's wrong. And again, I'm not the one who made this video, so stop telling me that it's the wrong map of India. I know, okay? But, yeah, I don't think things would be escalating now. Yeah.
Right now, we're just in an unknown era.
Anything could happen right now. Anything including you guys hitting the like and subscribe button. So I'll catch you